Welcome to Catalan News. Catalonia wants to strengthen its links with the Nordic countries, and today the government has opened a new delegation in Copenhagen, Denmark. We'll explain how Catalonia has increased its presence abroad since opening its first international office back in 1986 in Brussels. And we'll give you the latest on the conflict with security staff at Barcelona's airport. And stay tuned because we'll show you some pictures about an amazing Catalan tradition, the human towers. Let's begin. Denmark was one of the first European countries hosting a debate in Parliament about the political situation in Catalonia. And it is seen by the Catalan executive as a strategic place to deepen links with Nordic countries. Today, the Catalan president Carles Puigdemont opened in Copenhagen a new government delegation. Denmark's is the latest office after others were inaugurated also in Portugal and Austria in recent years. But external relations of the Catalan governments goes a long way.
Brussels was where it all started. The Catalan government opened its first office to represent it before the European Union in 1986. In 2004 it became a delegation. Since then, Catalonia has continued to expand its network of delegations abroad. In 2008, 4 offices were opened in the United Kingdom, France, Germany and the United States. 7 years later, the government announced new delegations in Austria and Italy. In 2016, Catalonia set foot in Portugal. This year, the picture of Catalan delegations is even bigger. Croatia and the Balkans, Poland and the Baltic states, Denmark and the Nordic countries, and Geneva and the international institutions are the areas covered by the new representative offices. The delegation, inaugurated on Wednesday in Copenhagen, is the 12th of the offices aimed at forging political relations while helping to boost Catalan businesses and culture abroad. However, not everyone in Catalonia agrees with the delegations, and the People's Parties repeatedly call for them to be closed. They claim that the executive should prioritise spending in other areas, and they accuse the Catalan Foreign Affairs Ministry of exceeding its powers to act abroad. According to the 2017 Catalan budget, the government will spend €18 million this year on foreign action out of a total of €34 billion of public spending. Spain spends around €780 million on the same area. Yet Catalonia is not the only community in Spain with delegations abroad. The Basque Country, Andalusia and others also have offices in different countries around the world.
1 month from now, our citizens will be called upon to take part in a referendum concerning Catalonia's political future, in which they will be able to choose between 2 options: accept the status quo, an autonomy bereft of content, or declare independence within the framework of a Europe of shared sovereignties.
The Spanish government is not comfortable at all with the international aspirations of the Catalan executive, especially amid tensions caused by the independence process. Spanish President Mariano Rajoy warned Catalan leaders today that he will never allow them to break away.
El Gobierno actuará con la firmeza que requiere la magnitud de la provocación a nuestro Estado de Derecho, a nuestra Constitución y al propio autogobierno de Cataluña. Y protegerá a los catalanes de un proyecto autocrático liderado por radicales que solo traería división, enfrentamiento y pérdida de libertad y de bienestar.
Rajoy mentioned Catalonia and the independence process during a plenary session in Madrid in which he had to explain himself after testifying in a corruption case. The Spanish president dismissed accusations of covering up corruption in his People's Party, despite all the opposition parties, including Catalan ones, urging him to resign. Speaking to MPs, Rajoy said that looking after the party's finances were never his duties. He was vice secretary of the PP when the scandal happened. Misery. That's what thousands of holidaymakers faced this summer due to a security staff strike in Barcelona's airport. The labour conflict quickly escalated, even becoming a political crisis, with Catalan politicians accusing Madrid, which is in charge of the airport's management, of not doing enough to solve the problem and save the airport's image.
1, 2, or even 3 hours. This is how long some passengers had to wait to get through security checkpoints in Barcelona Airport this summer. Security staff called the strike to protest low pay and poor working conditions at Eulen, the company appointed by the state operator Aena to deal with security in Spanish airports. The long lines ended when the Spanish Guardia Civil police took charge of the security checkpoints. Workers also called off later strikes following the terror attacks in Catalonia. But tensions are rising again. The Spanish government imposed compulsory arbitration by a third party. The final decision is to be announced on Thursday, which both the company and the workers will have to comply with. Yet, trade unions rejected the compulsory arbitration and say they are ready to take legal action against it.
Nosaltres estem valorant jurídicament la decisió del govern per els seus efectes que té a la vulneració de drets fonamentals com el dret de vaga i el dret de la negociació col·lectiva. I estem plantejant la necessitat d'interposar una demanda.
Security workers have called a new strike for every Friday, beginning on September 8th. They will stage hour-long strikes between 10:30 and 11:30 a.m. and between 6:30 and 7:30 p.m. This time, security staff will also protest what they allege are company reprisals for not complying with the mandatory minimum services during the summer strike. Workers say 2 of their colleagues have already been dismissed and fear many more firings may be coming. The Catalan government has intervened as a mediator between the two parties, but its offers have been repeatedly rejected.
Would you dare climbing 10 floors of people and say hello from the top? Would you dare do it if you were, let's say, 6 years old? Well, that's what some Catalans do in a tradition that has been recognized by UNESCO as a humanity intangible heritage.
One of Catalonia's more unusual spectacles, the Human Towers, had an important appointment today with the celebration of one of the major festivals in the world of Castells, as the Human Towers are called in Catalan. Every year on the 30th of August, some of Catalonia's best teams compete against each other to build the most impressive human towers. Sant Felix is celebrated in Vilafranca del Penedès, southwest of Barcelona, and it is indeed a day to follow the Castellers closely. Today's Sant Felix festival had the pressure of the previous record-breaking festival in 2016, in which the 4 participating teams built some of the most complicated construction possible. Today's Sant Felix in Vilafranca del Penedès looked like it was going to be another record-breaker from the beginning. The local Castellers de Vilafranca began their turn by building the highest possible human tower of 10 stories with 3 people on each. While the local team performed some of the most difficult human towers during the 4 hours of festival, they didn't manage to pull off what they had planned. The Minyons de Terrassa also came to the festival aiming to build a 10-story human tower, but they were unable to do so. In fact, the only team who completed the established schedule was the Colla Joves Xiquets de Valls, who managed to raise a human tower in all of the rounds. On the other hand, the other team from Valls, the Colla Vella dels Xiquets, built some very difficult constructions, but not the 10-story castell. Human towers are much more than just a public performance, as they are also an important symbol of Catalan identity and culture. The tradition is based on 4 key elements: strength, balance, courage and sanity, all of which are essential to successfully build these spectacular towers.
Amazing! And with Castells, we finish today's show. We'll be back tomorrow with more information about what's going on in Catalonia. And to say goodbye, we invite you to enjoy this performance by Paco Ibáñez, who performed last night in Barcelona. Thanks for watching and see you soon.
Si he perdido la vida, el tiempo, todo lo que tiré como un anillo al agua. Si he perdido la voz en la maleza, me queda la palabra.